this video, we will be discussing or going over how to create, for starters, this back panel. We'll kind of use the same concepts we use here, but then also this little outlet looking kind of inset. And then if we have time, we will get to these panels here with the fan as well. So let's start off by creating this kind of this little vent on the back side. So if you can see, it's kind of the same type of vent material, but this one seems to have two kind of areas for bolts to go into. So what I want to do is I'm going to start off just by creating a box. And we're going to make this a little bigger than it needs to be for starters. And then we'll size it down once we get it kind of created. So I'm first L poly, and I think actually mine was a little bit wider. So I think it's like that. So what I want to do is I'm just going to grab all of these edges. Oops, not chamfer. I want to connect them. So grab all those. I want to connect those 2 times, and then I want to take either one of these. I want to extrude these out. So something maybe like that. Okay. And now what I want to do is I'm going to connect these 2 times. And with my snap enabled, let's go in the negative Z about 0.02. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty close. So snap this, and then the Z 0.02. Okay. And now I want to connect. I can just actually put a swift loop here. And I'm going to connect this and go in the y-axis positive 0.02, and then select this one right there in the y-axis negative 0.02. Okay. So I can now, something else I want to do is I want to just select this, grow it, and we don't need, I'll select it all. We won't need any of those back faces, so I'm going to delete those. And I want to connect these corners like we did previously, so select the 2 corners and just connect the vertices there. Just like that. And now I'm going to just get rid of these, so that way when we chamfer it later on, it's not going to give us any issues. Same thing up here. Okay, like so. And next, I'm going to actually, I want to, before I even do that, I want to go ahead and extrude these back. Okay. Let's go ahead and just snap that to here, and then let's bring this portion just back just a little bit, like that. Perfect. Okay. So now we have that done. I do think that we can. So we're gonna want this to be a little bit smaller. So just on the Y, bring that in a little bit. In fact, let's grow it 1 time and just bring that a little wider like that. Okay. So our next step is to first we'll start off by rounding off these the big corners there. So we're going to chamfer those. Let's do our quad chamfer with the 0.5 tension. Yeah, maybe something like that will do pretty good. And then we do know that we need these to be pretty soft as well. So I'm going to chamfer those. I think that looks, there you go, it looks even better. And so now we want to, let's go ahead and chamfer this inside, oops. So holding shift, hitting edge, and now we'll convert the outsides. And something subtle, nothing big, we probably won't see that well anyways. Okay. So now I want to just select the front faces here, as you can see. And then I want to select those edges and chamfer those very slightly as we had done our last one. Okay. So I think that seems to be pretty good. Let me turn off our, yeah. That's pretty if I put on turbo smooth, there you go. I feel like that's pretty good. I do see it, there's some weird stuff going on here. So I'm going to, yeah, I see. Converts out poly. Select, oops. Select these and just grow it out. In fact, I can. Okay. So now I'm just gonna bring that in and collapse those so we don't get that weird look we were getting. There you go. So something else, so we can also, if we want, we can make a bolt right there. And a bolt will be it. So again, it's a nice cube. Let's make this all the same size. And then what we'll do with this is we'll convert to L poly. And let's turbo smooth it. And the reason that we're turbo smoothing it is that way it doesn't get that strange pinching at the one corner. So I'm going to now select half of that, delete it, and I want to, well, actually make this quite a bit bigger just so I can see it a little better. Oops. Okay. And typically when we have these bolts, they're going to be a little more flat on the one side. So let's go ahead and just push this in a bit, make it a little flatter. I think that's pretty good, something like that perhaps. Okay. Now let's do one more. Oh, first put a swift loop, kind of support edge here. Yeah, put one more over here. So let's see how this looks. Okay. So we have our kind of our bolt head there. Actually, I'm not really crazy about how that ended up looking. So maybe I'll just go ahead and stick with what we have here. Yeah, that'll be just fine. Okay. So I'm going to position this. Right into place. Okay. Make it significantly smaller. It should be a little higher up and more towards the middle. Like that. Just duplicate that one down there just one time. Okay, so now I have the vent itself the kind of base made. I want to attach these two bolts to them. And just like we did earlier when we created this, we could just grab this. If we want to just grab this and then see. Yeah, we'll just recycle that. Rotate that 90 degrees. Okay. I want to position this right inside this vent here, like so. Okay, make sure that it goes all the way into the vent. As you see, it does. Okay. So move this into place, and then just like we did earlier, holding shift, oh, not that way. So we need to make sure we have no selection made. Let's go ahead and start that one. Okay. So now I'm gonna hold shift and move that down a bit, and let's go ahead and just make it 12. We'll delete the extras. Okay, so we have 2 extras, and it seems like this might be kind of bad spacing. Let's try to wiggle it in there. We can just something like this seems to be okay. So now we have our vent there, and we want to select the vent, and then we want to go to attach. Let's just attach each one of these slats to the vent. Okay, and then let's make this center pivot. Okay. So now we have this made up, we can now position it where we want it to be. We know it's fairly small, so maybe something right there should be fine. And we just want to push it into the back mesh. So we want to make sure it actually is good or making contact. So that looks pretty good. So now we have that vent made up. We can make it blue to just show that it's ready to go, completed. Let's see, make sure you name this, let's call this back vent. And naming is important, as you will find, oops, I can delete that one. I mean, later on it'll just help when you have everything named, as far as identifying things, but even it'll just help your workflow altogether. Okay, so that is created. Now let's go to this little portion right here where this cord will come out of. And so this just looks like it's a, just an arch with some rounded, some chamfered edges. So I'm just going to create a box. That looks like it's roughly about the right shape. I'm going to select all these, the 2 corners up there, and chamfer those down. Oops, not that way. Yeah, I'm thinking, no, I want a little more definition. Okay, that seems to do pretty good there. And now let's go ahead and I want to pull just a hair and then make it a little bit wider, so it's like that. Okay, and we will never see the back of this, so I'm going to just delete that face. What we can do here is we can do an inset. Let's see, I think that's pretty good. And then we can extrude this in, and I'm going to just snap that to this back portion. Now bring it in just a little more like that. Okay. So now what we want to do is we can do this a number of ways. We can just go ahead and do what we've been doing, which is our select your corners, chamfer it however you want. Okay, that seems like pretty good. Something like that, yeah. I'm gonna select these. Oops. I selected those and chamfer these just a little bit. Just like that should be pretty good. And now I'm going to select this back portion and chamfer those. Okay. So what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to throw on Turbo Smooth, see how it looks. Right. And then again, we get this really bizarre looking polygon in the back, so I'm going to delete that. And I think that looks pretty accurate to what we're going for. I will say it's a little bit larger or a little thicker than I want it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and first I'm going to grab this, move these and collapse them, and then I'll take this whole item, make it a little thinner, like so. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to position it right where you want it to be. Okay, so we need to make it significantly smaller as we would have assumed. Okay, and just line up to just be embedded in there. Make sure you can still see this, because if we go too far in, then we're going to lose that. We don't want to lose that panel there. Okay, so let's just confirm. See, this looks pretty centered. I think it looks pretty accurate to that. Yes. Okay. And nice. So in this next video, we will discuss how we're going to make this cord, then how we'll make the plugin itself, how we'll complete those two items.